The brilliant general, the emperor who reshaped Europe, the man whose name became synonymous with power. We remember Napoleon as a legend, a mythical figure whose mere mention sends shivers down our spines. But how well do we really know him? What if I told you there's a part of Napoleon's life, a final chapter almost entirely forgotten? A chapter of torment, of a broken mind and a silenced will. Today we uncover the unseen human side of Napoleon's last exile and the psychological toll that consumed him until his final breath. After years of conquest, Europe had finally united to defeat him. Defeated at Waterloo in 1815, Napoleon was captured by the British. Too dangerous to be executed, too influential to remain in Europe, he was sent to a prison without walls, the remote island of Saint Helena, a speck of rock in the South Atlantic Ocean, thousands of miles from France. Saint Helena was more than exile. It was isolation. Harsh winds, barren landscapes, and a tiny community of less than 500 people under constant British watch. Napoleon, once surrounded by adoring soldiers and glittering courts, now lived in a damp, crumbling house with high walls and barred windows. His every move was restricted, his every word monitored. For the former emperor, it was a living hell. His prison was a world away from the intrigues of Paris, the cheers of his soldiers, and the warmth of Josephine's embrace. Here, he was not Emperor Napoleon, conqueror of nations, but simply a prisoner, number 306, doomed to a life of quiet desperation. He passed his days dictating his memoirs, pacing the garden paths, and replaying past victories in his mind. But the island held no solace. Its beauty couldn't soothe his troubled mind. The sea, vast and unending, mirrored the emptiness in his soul. In letters smuggled off the island, we see the torment of a brilliant mind imprisoned, not by chains, but by circumstance. He writes of his profound melancholy, the frustration of failing health, and the bitter anger towards a world that had turned against him. But beneath the emperor's bravado, we also see a man stripped bare, yearning for his homeland, for the simple joys of life, for love and family. For all his brilliance, power, and pride, exile revealed a truth Napoleon could not escape. Even the greatest leaders are powerless against time, memory, and solitude. It was on this forsaken island that Napoleon truly lost his empire. Not with a final battle or a defeated army, but within the silence of his own mind. By 1821, his health had deteriorated. Rumors spread that he was being slowly poisoned, though modern historians point more likely to stomach cancer. On May 5th, he dictated his final memoirs, sensing his end was near. That evening, as he lay in his bed, he reportedly whispered, "France, the army, Josephine." Not of conquests, but of love and loss. The torment had broken the emperor, leaving only the man. Napoleon's exile was not just a punishment. It was the ultimate irony. The man who once controlled continents ended his life forgotten on a lonely island. Yet, his story reminds us of the human cost of unchecked ambition, the fragility of glory, and the torment that lingers when power is stripped away. In the end, Napoleon's greatest battle was not fought on a battlefield, but within the silence of exile, and it was one he could not win. So how should we remember Napoleon? As the history books often portray him, a ruthless dictator, a tyrant who plunged Europe into chaos and misery. Or should we remember him as the tragic figure he became in his final years? A broken man haunted by the ghosts of his past and the realities of his present. The answer, perhaps, lies in both. For Napoleon's story is a cautionary tale of ambition and its consequences, but also of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. His legacy may be tarnished, but his humanity should not be forgotten. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like the video. Your support helps us continue producing quality content. Until next time.